Hey, this is an unplanned video, and you're probably surprised why it says Carl Lenore's Everyday Carry Experience. It's because the new podcast I'm going to launch, because of the new business that I'm involved with, which is a gun safety business called Gun Leash, has really made me think about the landscape of gun safety in America today. We have a big problem today that we cannot ignore, and that is the mass shootings in schools. And this is going to be a very short video. There is a way to end mass shootings forever. No one would argue this. They may come up with silly things like, but then the children will be afraid if they see guards and the kind of security it takes to harden a school. I think children are afraid today to go to school knowing that they're targets and there's nothing to protect them. Parents are taking it upon themselves to buy bulletproof hoodies and Kevlar inserts for their backpacks. The kids know this. They have to hear the parents talking about it. The kids must be scared shitless, thinking, why is my mother buying me a bulletproof hoodie? So we got to stop ignoring it. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think there's any politicians out there that really want to end school shootings, especially mass shootings. And if I'm wrong, I would challenge them to step up and do the one thing that we know will work, will end mass school shootings forever. And I'm so convinced that they won't do it, because I am convinced that both sides like the idea of fighting over gun rights and access to guns, because they mobilize the emotions of their constituents and get them to donate money. That's how I see it. And if I'm wrong, I would like one politician to prove me wrong and step up. The security that we provide, state, municipal, federal buildings, where politicians work, where our mayors in every city work, where local government works. You can't walk into the Capitol building in your state without walking through a metal detector, maybe even being handed, using a hand wand to, your belt buckle tripped something, We know this. Can't walk in with a gun, can't walk in with a knife, a whole list of things you can't walk in with. Controlled access and egress, meaning that there are only certain doors you can go in and go out of. You can't just walk in where you want. And armed guards. And I'm not talking about the janitor carries a gun, right? They have law enforcement type officers, military type officers working, armed with their guns. Many of them have bulletproof vests on. They're ready to be shot at and shoot back. I'm not suggesting that teachers arm themselves. They may want to. It's their right. It's their Second Amendment right if they choose to. But I'm not saying let's depend on them. Let's depend on people who have been trained and have been involved in law enforcement for years and years and years, that understand their life is on the line. They understand how to neutralize a person quickly and shut these types of situations down. If you follow the same protocols we offer to our political leaders to keep them safe, our children will be safe. It's time to stop making believe that this isn't the answer and dancing around it. Background checks and 10-day waits before you can get your gun. That's all well and good. But a crazy person who wants to walk into a school and make a statement by killing a bunch of children and teachers is going to wait the 10 days. They're going to do everything they need to do to be crazy and walk in there and do this crime. And the only way to stop them, situation by situation, is not to allow them to walk into the building with a fucking gun. Come on, folks. This is It's idiocy. If you are not for this, if you are not for hardening schools, then you are for the death of children and students and teachers. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I feel so strongly about this that we should defund the security in government buildings. Watch how fast people start shooting politicians, like overnight. Come on. There's millions of people in this country that hate a particular politician. Who knows? Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. And they would start walking into government buildings and killing them if they didn't have that security. Can we all agree? Can we not act like this is bullshit? Can we all agree that that's what would happen? So give our children the same level of security. Let them go to school with the idea of learning on their mind and not whether or not somebody's going to walk into the school and shoot them. I know this is not a popular discussion. Nobody wants to address it. Nobody wants to talk about it because it's horrible. But we have to talk about it because we have to solve the fucking problem once and for all. So if you're a politician who doesn't believe that hardening schools the way government buildings are hardened will end the problem, then I say you defund your own security to prove it. Defund, get rid of the security guards, get rid of the metal detectors, get rid of the cameras, get rid of the 40 or 50 people that walk around your building who are armed and ready to die for you. Get rid of them all. And you walk the same walk that students do every day in America in these schools. We know there are crazy people out there. We can't handpick them. We can't identify them until they do something crazy. Let's put an end to it. Don't let them in the schools in the first place. And if politicians won't stand up for this, then I say we defund their security. Let them see what it feels like to go into work every day and wonder if they're going to get shot. And they will get shot. They will. Because today's environment, there are people out there that hate all sorts of politicians. And if it wasn't for their security, they'd be getting shot now. I'm not calling for politicians to be harmed. Don't misunderstand this message. What I'm saying is, let's stop putting our children at risk once and for all and do the one thing that works. That's it. That's my message.